Flosstube, my name is Haley. I'm also known as Peregrine Stitcher on Instagram, and this is my first Flosstube. So hello. I feel like I know many of you. I have been watching so many Flosstube videos since I first discovered it about a year ago. I've been stitching for many years, but for some reason just never thought there would be anything on YouTube about cross stitch. So it was just a delightful surprise and quite the rabbit hole to discover Flosstube. And I've thoroughly enjoyed watching many videos, and I certainly have my favorites, which I'll give some shout outs to at some point. But I thought I'd just jump in. I don't know anything about making YouTube videos. I don't know how to edit or make fancy intros or insert pictures. But I thought I'd just jump in, and if it seems like it's going well, I will learn how to do all of those things. So I thought I would keep this fairly short and just share a few things with you that I have finished recently, as well as a few projects that I'm working on right now. I'm actually not going to go into a huge intro. To be honest, when I watch Flosstube #1 videos, I often will fast forward until they start holding up cross-stitch projects. Not that I don't like to hear about folks' kids or pets or jobs, things like that, but you know, I find that I connect more with some than others in terms of the projects and the styles of things that they're working on. And so I will try to tell you a little bit about myself along the way as we go along, and perhaps at some point down the road I can answer some questions and tell you more about me. So honestly, I really am just excited to get right into some recent finishes and some things that I'm working on right now. So my most recent finish is by Blackbird Designs, and it is Strawberry Fields Forever. This is the first Blackbird Designs that I've ever done. I've heard so many people talk about it and rave about it that I really wanted to try one out. So this is the one I chose, and now I know what everyone is talking about. They're so amazing and incredible. I used the called for floss and fabric, and just look at the variegation in those vines and the strawberries. It's just beautiful. And I love the gate and the house. And it's magical. The whole thing is amazing. I can't wait to get this framed and have it up on my wall. So I decided not to put the year in on this side. It just didn't seem to fit in right. Instead, I put a 2021 down here, so you can see what year was finished in. So just love this project. Okay, my cat is visiting. I do have the requisite 2 cats that I believe are required to be a Flosstuber. So that was my good cat, Oliver. He just jumped off the table, but he might visit again. So I have Oliver, who's the good cat, and then I have the bad cat, Katniss. And she is going to be my giveaway when I reach 10 subscribers, or maybe 15, depending on the day. Because this cat, although I love her, is a complete nightmare. She is constantly bringing me both dead and live animals through the cat door. She has brought me birds and mice, squirrels, chipmunks, bats. She brought a live crow into my kitchen one day. That was super fun. And she almost brought a snake in, but I saw her running down the sidewalk and I raced around, slammed the door so she couldn't get in. So, you know, we'll see. Oliver and Katniss may make an appearance, but they're here making my life lots of fun. So the next project I'd like to show you that I finished recently is another one of my favorite designers, Jacob DeGraff from Modern Folk Embroidery. This is Red Berries. And again, I just love this. It's so simple. Just the two different colors. These are Leo and Roxy flosses, Dark Sage and Cheeky. But the design is just incredible. I love the negative space on that bird that shows all the detail. And the contrast between the two colors. This was originally charted, I think, to say Merry Christmas, but he gives you a whole alphabet so you can put whatever you want on. I originally thought I might use welcome, but decided on Carpe Diem. So I think I'll still put this by my front entrance, but you know, it's something I can leave up throughout the year. Just love this. I'm working on a lot of different modern folk embroidery pieces, honestly, in my whips. I want to get through, honestly, all of them, but one at a time. So actually, my other recent finish, right before that, is also modern folk embroidery. So this is Mary Harry, which I did during Sampler September. I got the kit. So this is the Leo and Roxy flosses and the fabric that came with the kit. And again, this is just amazing. This is the first reproduction sampler I'd ever done, and it was a lot of fun. I didn't think I'd like it, but I actually do. So I did make some mistakes. So you can see on this side, I'm too far over. I was maybe 2 stitches too far over. I don't know what happened, but I was too far in to fix it. And so it left me with this big gaping hole right here. And so I decided to add a vine and a leaf to kind of fill that space in. And I think it's okay. And then I changed some of the initials to be initials from my family tree. I added the 21 down here for the year that I finished it. And I got a little far off on this 1/1 lettering down here too. So I added a little heart because it seemed like there was too much of a space there. And I thought it kind of, you know, mirrored this bigger heart up here. So again, I just love this one. It turned out so well. And I can't wait to do more. Okay, the last finish that I had from the last couple of months is this one. This is a Sal that ended a long time ago, but I just decided to do the whole thing. So this is works of Jane Austen, and it's all of the various novels that she wrote. And I just love this. It gave me an excuse to rewatch all the movies. Love Colin Firth coming out of the lake. Can't beat that. And you know, some of these many of these I'd read. There are a couple of them that I hadn't. I had never read Mansfield Park or Northanger Abbey. There are movies for those. Interesting plot lines. I don't know that I would go ahead and read them. But the other Jane Austen novels are certainly favorites of mine. Love Jane Austen. Not my favorite author. My favorite author is actually Fyodor Dostoevsky, oddly enough. And my favorite novel is Crime and Punishment. But I don't think that would make for a very good cross-stitch sampler. I mean, can you imagine like an axe with blood dripping off and jail cell? Although now that I think of it, I think there is a chart I've seen. Is the What About Lizzie Borden? It's literally exactly that. So who knows? In cross stitch, you know, yeah, you can get just about anything. But I love this. I love the ship down here and this beautiful tree and all the motifs that really touch on various plot points in the novels are just fantastic. So this is going to go in my future library slash cross stitch room. I have I have two teenagers, one of whom lives at home with me. The other one is currently at college. But once they are fully up and out, I am going to take one of their bedrooms and turn it into my craft room slash library. So I'm just getting a head start on some things to put on the walls in that room. I have a couple of other ideas, but if you have any suggestions for things that would be great in a library slash craft room, please let me know and I will stitch them. I did make some changes to this one. So this horse was really weird in the chart. It had really fat legs and a strange bushy tail. So I made it look more like a horse. I hope it looks a little better. It's still a little strange here in the haunches, but it's better than it was. And then this silhouette here looked kind of like olive oil from Popeye. So I kind of just changed the hairstyle and made it look a little bit more normal. There were some other errors in the chart, but it worked out. Oh my goodness, look at this. I just realized I'm not done with this. I'm missing the green. I'm missing the green leaves right here. I will fix that. Okay, so it's not a finish, but I will finish it tonight and I will be done. So those are a few of my recent finishes. Super excited about all of those. And I thought I would show you next what I'm working on right now. So what I've been working on most recently is my first Mirabilia, which is Princess Eliana. And something about this just spoke to me. I've been fascinated with Mirabilias, but a lot of them, they're sort of languid. They're posed and they're very still. But this one has so much emotion in it. She is just flying. And this incredible dress with these amazing colors with lime green and orange and yellow and purple and turquoise. It just doesn't even make sense, and yet it's so gorgeous. And I just had to do it. I don't even know what I will do with this. There's nowhere in my house that this will go at all, but I had to stitch it because I love it. And so I'll show you what I've done so far. Still on the Q-snap. I'm not going to take it off for this. So quite a bit done. I've been working today on the skin, which I'm doing 1/1, which is kind of tedious. So I'm alternating back and forth between that and some more colorful portions of the pattern. And then pretty soon I have to move the Q-snap. So I thought I'd show what I have done so far. Leaving all the beading until last. I've never done beading before, but I figure I will just find some YouTube videos about it. If you know of any good ones, please let me know. I'm a little nervous about it, but hopefully I can get through it. Use the called for peaceful purple linen and the called for floss. That is my dog, Phoebe. She is a small yippy Maltese who will bark at every falling leaf. So hopefully she will be quiet soon. Okay, another whip that I've been working on recently is this one, Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I've been working on this for a few months. I didn't get an early start on it, but I definitely wanted to do it. So I'm about halfway done. Let's see if I can show this to you. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm just going to put it right in front of me. Here we go. So I am using one variegated floss. Hi. This is DMC Coloris in the Cottage colorway. And I just love it. I think it's awesome because it's just one thread, so it's super fun to stitch with, and I don't have to make decisions about what color to use where. But it has this amazing variegation between the red and the green and the pink and the lavender, which I think gives it a lot of depth. And it's so much fun to work on. There's a good combination of geometric patterns, all these crazy little creatures which you don't even see until you're stitching them. There's just so much complexity here, as well as all the floral motifs. So this is going to be, I think, stunning when it's done. I have a perfect place on my wall for it to go. I put it away for a little while, but I'm ready to get it out again. I think this is really good when you don't want to worry about color changes and so forth. You can just work away at it. So this is 1/1, and this is on an 18 count Oatmeal Aida. I don't use Aida that much anymore, but it seemed to make sense for this particular project. So that's fun. I want to do more of those long dog samplers as well. But they take a long time. And then the last whip I wanted to show you is this one. This is the first Hands Across the Sea that I've done. This is Anne Thomas, 1854. Just love the birds and the flowers. It's just stunning. So here's my progress on that. I'm sorry I did not iron this one. So I have the middle bird, otherwise known as Walter, done. Love this fabric. This is Fox and Rabbit ballet slippers, and it's absolutely perfect for this. It's very close to the DMC floss called Desert Sand, which is one of the tertiary colors in here. And so it's just, it's a neutral, but it's a bit of a pinky neutral. And I think it just looks stunning. So I like to have, I usually only work on 1 or 2 things at a time, but I'd like to have a couple of different things going that are really contrasting so that I can switch back and forth if I start to get a little bored or, you know, a little monotonous. So these are really good contrasts right now between the long dog and the Mirabilia and the Hands Across the Sea sampler. Those are keeping me very happy right now. I have so many other whips that I will show you at some point, as well as plans for the future. But I wanted to keep this particular video short. This is what I keep track of all my cross stitch in. Ledger of Perceived Slights. This is also where I will keep track of everyone who does not like or subscribe to my videos. But this is a great notebook. One of my other hobbies is to collect fountain pens. And that is another slippery slope. It's actually very similar in some ways to the cross stitch hobby because, you know, you've got to get your fountain pen and then you have to get different inks to go with it. And then you have to get paper or notebooks to write on. And it's sort of similar in some ways, but it's a lot of fun. And maybe at some point I would like to do a video of my fountain pen collection. It wouldn't be a floss tube, but it would be more for my my fountain pen friends, which there's actually a very very similar lovely community of folks who collect fountain pens. And there's this thing called Write On Nation where basically you can write to complete strangers or find pen pals, and we all write to each other with our fountain pens and inks on fancy paper. And it's so nice to get real letters in the mailbox instead of bills. And, you know, you'll frequently just get letters from, you know, people you don't know, and you get to learn all about them and what's going on with their life and see really cool inks and get ideas about pens as well. So I haven't been able to do as much with pins lately. I've been focusing more on cross stitch, but something I will continue to do. So this is actually, back to my notebook, this is the Mincing Mockingbird, and they have some really great notebooks. And this is where I just keep track of all the projects I'm working on, when I started them, what floss and fabric I'm using, etc. So I think that's all I really wanted to share right now. I don't have a lot of time. I happen to be on my own in the house right now. My youngest teenager is at a movie. The oldest is at college, although she did stop by earlier to bring all of her laundry for me to do. So I should probably get going on that. But I am really looking forward to hopefully getting to know others in this community. I'm kind of interested to see if floss tubers that I feel like I've really connected with and that I really love to watch, if they will enjoy my floss tube videos. It's kind of an interesting experiment. I think, none of us are doing this for the fame and fortune, but really for the community. And so I'm hoping that maybe I'll be in that special group that, gets invited to the secret retreat in the Alps, where we'll be stitching by the fire, and, maybe Jacob DeGraff will be playing the piano, and Darcy Cameron will be playing the ukulele, and we'll have to ask him to stop. We'll all drink a lot of Glühwein and stitch. So that's my dream. That's my dream. What I would like to start with this. So I think that's all I have to say. So I'll say good night for now, and keep calm and carry on. Goodbye, everyone.